1979 until 1987. While in Milbank, he achieved a 58-22 record at 4 Northeast Conference Championships, one state runner-up in 1983. Say, Coach, do you happen to know Rick Swenson? Oh, okay. Somebody told me to ask. Anyway, then he moved on to Rapid City Central High School and was there from 1987 to 1993, where he achieved a 29-29 record in those 6 years. Had an undefeated regular season and had their first playoff victory in 1990 at Rapid City Central. From 1993 to 2005, he was at Sioux Falls, Washington. Won the school's first ever Sooner State Championship in 93, had 4 more conference championships, 1 state runner-up in 2002. And you have Brian Schuler on that team, Doc. I'm still irritated about that. It killed us. Anyway, Brian Schuler used to go here for those of you that weren't here at the time. Then he moved on to down in Minnesota and was there from 2005 to 2008. Had a conference champion in 2007 and was named Metro Coach of the Year in 2007. Returned to Sioux Falls in 2009 and is currently the head football coach at Roosevelt High School. Has a 28-7 record in those 3 years and was state 11 AA champs in 2011. State Coach of the Year this year as well. Has an overall record of 218 and 119. He's accompanied tonight by his wife, Michelle. We've got Coach Kim Nelson.
Thank you very much, Lloyd. I appreciate that. It sounds to me after reading that the guy can't hold a job very well. But I want you to know that we're very happy to be with Shelley tonight. My wife Shelley, we've been married 33 years and we started our family here in Milbank way back in 1979. And we're very proud to say that. We spent 8 years here. We have great memories of Milbank. We still have some great friends from here. At least I hope we're friends. And we're really happy to be back here in town. I was surprised when we drove up. Shelley didn't even bat an eye. She knew how to get in and out of town. I didn't hardly recognize anything, but she has a photographic memory apparently. But I want you to, I mentioned that we started our family here, and I know that there's several of you out here that were actually babysitters for us and for our boys. Some poor luckless high school girls got stuck doing that once in a while too, and I'm here to officially apologize for that. And hope that I see most of you turned out okay, in spite of those black moments with our children. But they've got 2 boys, Ross and Joey. They grew up here in Milbank too. When we left, Ross was 6 and Joey was 3, I believe. They're just about that age. They're now turning 31 and 28 this summer. So yes, I'm an old dog and been on the block a few times, but I'll try not to belabor that point. Our boys, for those of you that care, our boys are living in Sioux Falls and paying the bills and staying out of trouble. That's all you need to know. No, they're doing pretty well. Our oldest son, Ross, is trying to become a stand-up comic, believe it or not. You didn't inherit that from me, obviously. But both of them have been working at CJ Calloway's in the restaurant there. Joey, our youngest, is interviewing for a job this week in Brandon. So keep your fingers crossed, maybe they'll make something out of themselves after all. It is really an honor for me to be here to speak to you. I think it's really important that we have events like this to measure our accomplishments and measure the success that we've had at every school and every level. I really appreciated what Coach Lester said about the coaches, and especially volunteer coaches. We have volunteer coaches in Sioux Falls, and we rely very, very heavily on those people to help us in our program. And we get some criticism once in a while for having too big of a program and having too many coaches. I don't think people realize that half of them are volunteers. It's amazing how many people are willing to volunteer their time and put in the time that we ask them to put in to coach with us and to run our programs. And I see the same thing happens in Milbank, and I'm happy to see that. It's amazing to me, those 2 guys on the chain gang, the same guys that kept us living in Milbank when I was here. They knew how to shorten that chain, and when we had the ball, pull a little extra tight, and the system was running down the field. I know that you. But I'm also, I have to tell you, I'm really proud to see how many academic all-state teams. My goodness, almost every team in school made academic all-state, I think. That's unbelievable. You should be enormously proud of that. When we have our football banquet at the end of every season, the last award that we give is almost always our academic all-state players, and if we make it as a team, that's the last thing we talk about, because we like to think that is the true job, I think, of an athletic program. It's not just about good athletes, but student athletes, people that are going to succeed outside of sports. And so that's kind of what I want to talk to you about tonight. I guess I thought a long time about, what should my topic be? I don't want to put you to sleep. I'm not going to try to bore you with, tales of the old days. I know Jeff Jones would love to hear me talk about him all night, but and I think of all the good plays he made, it'd be 30 seconds to get out of here. So I'm not going to do that. Just kidding, Jeff. Jeff was our quarterback in our first conference championship in 1980, and he's an all-state player, great player. Does that sound good? Jeff, you okay with that? What I'd like to do, I've chosen, as coaches, we try to be motivators all the time. We're always trying to motivate our players and our coaches and ourselves. And so what I try to do is to pick out some words that I use all the time, that I hear other coaches use all the time, that motivate me and motivate our players. And I have a book at home. I steal things all the time. And I have a book at home that has little motivational sayings. And it's organized by some of these words. So I'm going to read some of that to you, all right? I'm not like Mr. Smart, where I read the whole thing to you, all right? But I'm going to read some things to you, all right? I hope it hears me. But, so I'm going to start with a couple of simple ones, I guess. The first thing that I think of when I think about athletics is the word play. And I think back to when I was a kid. I'm old enough to remember what it was like to actually just play. All right? In my small hometown here in Lake Benton, Minnesota, my dad was the coach. And for us, in the summertime especially, we'd get on our bikes and ride to our friend's house and we'd get a game together. All right? We didn't have anybody organizing anything for us. We played baseball in the morning, football in the afternoon. We played basketball at night. We had a great playground in Lake Benton. We had a tennis court, blacktop tennis court, and one end was a basketball court with a big light in the middle. And the only people that turned on and off the light were the kids that played on the playground. And we would play in the summertime until 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. And that's all we did. I mean, in Lake Benton, nothing else going on. So we played. But my point is, what I think is happening a little bit now, I don't know if I have a solution for it. I don't know if we need a solution, but I'm a little concerned that every kid nowadays grows up and their parents or somebody's parent wants to organize every minute of their time. They want to put them on a team. They want to take them to a tournament every weekend. They want to put them on a traveling team in the grades, all the way through grade school. All right? My sons went through some of that too. Okay? I'm not sure it's a good idea. All right? I'm a big advocate of letting kids play and learning how to love the game. And I know that my son was on a traveling basketball team. I think it was 7th or 8th grade or something. And he ended up being arrested because basketball wasn't fun for him. I mean, he didn't just go out and play. They practiced 3 or 4 times a week. It's grade school. And I'm starting to think that maybe we're starting to get a little carried away with that. And in Sioux Falls, it's probably worse than anywhere. We've got private coaches for kids. We've got personal trainers. I've got a freshman right now, 6'7", 270. He thinks he's going to be a Division I player. He might be. He has a nutritionist. Okay? He's 15 years old. All right? I mean, somebody's planning every meal for him. All right? I just don't think that's the right direction for us, but I don't know if we can stop it. I really miss the days where I drive down the street and I see a bunch of kids just out playing. Nobody's reffing. There's no umpires. There's no clock. Nobody's keeping score. Somebody's keeping score. Somebody's always keeping score. Right? But they're just playing. Some kid called all his friends and got a game together. To me, that's where you learn to love to play. And I don't see enough of that. I just maybe beat that to death. But I really think that we should just sometimes let them play when they're little kids and not have to organize anything for them. All right? And maybe we're beyond that. Maybe I'm living a dream, but that's my dream. Okay, my next word is action. I'm going to read something to you. I use this on the front page of my playbook once in a while. And I'm sure you've heard it before, but I love this little thing. Okay? Every morning in Africa, a gazelle wakes up. Have you heard it? It knows it must run faster than the fastest lion or it will be killed. Every morning a lion wakes up. It knows it must outrun the slowest gazelle or it will starve to death. It doesn't matter whether you're a lion or a gazelle. When the sun comes up, you better be running. To me, that's action. All right? That's action. Video games are fine, but if they keep you inside and alone, turn them off. Find something to do. That's what I'm trying to say about action. All right? Here's a little more serious quote about action. In any moment of decision, the best thing you can do is the right thing. The next best thing you can do is the wrong thing. The worst thing you can do is nothing. Action. Do something. All right? Find something to do. I got athletes all the time talking to me about how they scored their best score on some video game. All right? I can't even turn a video game on. And I'm not embarrassed about that. I'm proud of it. Okay? I think it's more important that we do something. And I watch my kids play video games and I'm amazed at some of those video games. I could probably get addicted to them if I learned how to turn it on. But I think it's more important that we do things, that we do something. All right? My next word, responsibility. Responsibility. Here's a little quote for you. I'm the master of my fate. I'm the captain of my soul. I decide how responsible I can be. All right? Win without boasting. Lose without excuses. These are things I say to my football players. Okay, and I apologize if I'm kind of on the football kick, but that's kind of what I do. All right? But win without boasting, lose without excuses. Have some class when you win or lose. And I know you guys are like that. I've seen Milbank play, and I know what it's like. And I know the way you guys handle yourselves, and I think you should be proud of it. Excuses are the nails used to build a house of failure. We talk to our players all the time. Don't make excuses. There's no excuse for what happens on the field. The film doesn't lie. You heard that one? The film doesn't lie. All right? We watch a lot of film, and our players are accountable. I guess responsibility, another word that we use is accountability. It's not someone else's fault. Okay? Take accountability for what you do. After almost every game, I'll have our team meet after the game on the field somewhere down by the end zone and talk. And almost every game I'll say to my players, after the game's done, go in the locker room, look in the mirror, look at yourself in the mirror, and ask yourself, is that as hard as I can play? Is that as hard as I can play? Is that the best effort I can make? You can't lie to yourself when you look at yourself in the mirror. When you're all by yourself, look in the mirror and talk to yourself. Don't let it catch. It's a little weird. Okay? But if you talk to yourself, you can't lie to yourself. That little voice in your head, is that as hard as I can go? Was that the best effort I could make? If the answer is yes, you should be proud of yourself. Doesn't matter what the score is. All right? Okay. I'm sure you've heard this word. Risk. Risk. They were all worried about taking a risk. I don't want to do that. It's too risky. I'm not ready for that. I'm not prepared. Okay? Don't be afraid to take a big step. Don't be afraid to take a big step. Here's a little saying I got. I'm pulling a little bit. You can't cross a chasm in 2 small jumps. You don't want to try it. Okay? You got to take a big leap. You've heard this one before, all you basketball players. You always miss 100% of the shots. What's the rest of it? You don't take. Right? You always miss 100% of the shots you don't take. I want you to know that was Mr. Snoz's credo in high school. He leads the nation in shots attempted. But we always talk to our athletes about don't be afraid to make a play. Don't be afraid to make a play. And here's what we tell them. You're going to feel that way. Trust your ability. And trust your preparation. Know that you've prepared. So it's not a risk. You know what you can do. You know you can make that play. That's what preparation is all about. And then it's not a risk for you. It's just a good play. So it's just a good play. All right? Okay. Here's one you've heard your whole life. I'm sure discipline. You knew I was going to get to discipline, I'm sure you did. To get what we've never had, we must do what we've never done. Maybe my favorite quote. To get what we've never had, we must do what we've never done. All right? It's in our weight room. Here's another one that's in our weight room. Today, I'm going to do what others won't, so tomorrow I can do what others can't. Same kind of thing. Same kind of thing. To get what we've never had, we must do what we've never done. We've got to push ourselves a little farther than we've ever gone. Okay, when we're done in the weight room, we rally all our troops up and I talk to them. And I'll ask them a question like that. Is that as hard as you can work? Was that your best day in the weight room? And if they don't all say yes, I'll say, why not? Figure out why not. Why wasn't today your best day in the weight room? It should have been. Every day you work out should be your best workout. It should be your best day in the weight room. That's what self-discipline is about, I think. You take yourself, you go to the weight room, you go to the gym to work out. Every time you go, it should be your best day. And it can be. It's hard to do that. It takes discipline to do that. Okay? Okay, desire. One of my favorite words. People are like sticks of dynamite. This is a new one for me. Never heard this before. The people are like sticks of dynamite. Nothing happens until the fuse gets lit. Nothing happens until the fuse gets lit. Light your own fuse. We always talk to our players about lighting your teammates' fuse. Find a way to get your teammate to play harder. Motivate the guy next to you or the girl next to you. Motivate them. Do something to make them want to play harder or try to keep up with you. All right? That's desire, I think. The difference between great and weak men is simply an invincible determination. Stick to it, never give up. That's what we're talking about, that desire. Right? These are words that I think we need to live by. I think you should live by it. If you're an athlete, you're going to live by those words. You hear them all the time, don't you? From all of your coaches. Well, I'm giving you some definitions or some things to think about with each of these words. Okay? My next word is courage. It's courage. I had kind of a long thing. Actually, my wife has a signal for when I should stop. Every day at the end of practice. All right? In the first couple of days, I thought, so the next year I said, we're going to sing the school song when we win, not every day in practice, and I almost got kissed by about 5 of them. I mean, he overdid it. He thought, I have to lead by being the guy all the time, all right? Here's my definition of leadership. I think you can maybe remember this one. Helping others get what they want. That's it. That's what a leader does. Helping others get what they want. All right? I think that's my job. I want to make sure my coaches, if they want to be head coaches, I want to make sure they get there. All right? My players, if they want to play college football, I'm going to do whatever I can to try to get them there. I can't always do that. It's not up to me. There are a lot of parents who think that college scholarships are a dime a dozen, and my kid is going to get a college scholarship. There are not very many college scholarships out there. All right? I'll tell you that right now. And I can't get it for them. All right? I tell our players the first day, and I tell their parents too in our parent meeting, I can't get your son or daughter a college scholarship. I can't do that. I don't have that money. The college coach gives you that. You're the one that has to get the scholarship. Okay, my job is to make you the best high school player and the best team player that I can make you this year, right now. That's my job. If you think I'm going to get you a college scholarship, you're probably going to be disappointed. And then I'll look at you like, what? And I said, yeah, I can't do it. And I think maybe it's a revelation for some people. Okay, I can't call a coach. All right? Think before you speak. Think before you act. I think too many of us, I'm guilty too, too many of us want to answer, want to respond right away. Think about one of the best things my high school English teacher taught me. Keep your head down and your mouth shut. But then he actually told me what that meant. All right? Think before you talk. All right? Think before you talk. Think before you ask. Okay, I want to tell you about one more thing. I know it's probably over my time, but we have a thing in our football team. It's on our helmets. I found a funeral home in town and got a rock. And on that rock, we put our team slogan. It's our team slogan every year. All right? And it's Team, Pride, Trust. TPT. On our helmets, it's got TPT. All right? When the regular season comes to an end, we take that one off and we put a new team sticker on there, new TPT. Because it's a new season. All right? And every season I talk to our players about team, pride, trust. And I'll try to make this brief. But when you're on our team, if you can't put your team first, you don't belong. Okay? If you think this team is all about you and giving you an all-state certificate and making you a 1,000-yard rusher, you're in the wrong place. Okay? Your job is to make your teammates play hard for you. Your job is to make your team as good as you can make it. Now, that's what team means. You've got to be willing to give yourself over to the coaches. Trust your coaches. Give yourself to the coaches and say, Coach, put me where you want me. I'll play anywhere you want me to play. And I'll play as hard as I can. Because my team means more to me than my own success. That's what being a team player is. All right? Pride. Pride in the uniform. I love this. When I hear professional athletes say, no, we don't have our names in the back of our jerseys. But I love when I hear professional athletes and college athletes say, I play for the name on the front, not the name on the back. Okay, when I watch the NFL, and I see some guy scores, and he goes up to the crowd, and he starts pointing at his name on the back of his jersey, I don't want that guy. Okay? I don't want that guy. He's not in it for the right reasons. He doesn't have any pride in his team. He wants to make the money. I get that. All right? I want to make the money too. That's why I'm going to teach you. But you know what I'm saying? All right? You've got to play for the jersey. All right? Play for your team. Be loyal to your team. And be proud of your school. Be proud of where you're from. Don't be ashamed of where you're from. I'm from Lake Benton, Minnesota. Anybody care? I do. I don't go back there much. I don't have any family there anymore. Okay? But I'm proud that I came from Lake Benton, Minnesota. And I had a great experience here. Right? The last thing, probably the most important thing to achieve is trust. Trust. I talked about that a little bit earlier. Right? I asked our team, can I trust you? I got this from Lou Holtz. Like every coach, I steal everything I ever say. Lou Holtz, can I trust you? Can I trust you to show up on time? Can I trust you to do what I ask you to do? Can I trust you to
Can your teammates trust you? Away from practice, away from the locker room. Can your teammates leave their wallets in their locker, and you walk in the locker room all by yourself, and you put it back in their locker and close the door for them so nobody takes it? Is that you? Or are you ripping through the wallet taking the cash out? We got both of them on our team. We're trying to get rid of one and keep the other. Okay? But it's a very important thing. When you build any kind of a team or any kind of an athletic program, is trust. All right? And we emphasize that every day in practice. And all of the handouts that we give everybody, we talk about TPT, team, pride, trust. Whenever our team comes together, we go 1, 2, 3, TPT. 1, 2, 3, team, pride, trust. All right? It's a big deal. I told you about the rock that we made. We take that to every game. And every player has to touch it before we go on the field. All right? It's only 2 years old. But it's already smooth on the top. Okay? Our players believe in that. You got to believe in that kind of thing. You got to believe in your team. You got to believe in the slogan. If you're going to have a slogan, you got to believe in what it says and what it means. Okay? Okay, I'm sorry I rambled a little bit. Sorry about the lights. Okay, but I hope that something I said triggered something in you. Right? These are action words, I hope. All right? And I'm proud to say that I lived in Milbank and I coached in Milbank. I know the tradition that goes on here. Okay, the little jump that Mr. Sussex was talking about was that the team that beat us in 1983, the only team that I took to Milbank to the Dome was Belfouche. Who was the coach of Belfouche at that time? Coach Swenson. Right? Never forgive him for that. That was a great ball game, and we had a great team, and they deserved to win. Right? But I have great memories of coaching at Milbank and living at Milbank. It was great to see some of my former players and teachers and students and everything. And I want you to know I appreciate being invited here. Thank you very much for that. And I know I've talked way too long, and I'm sorry about that. But thank you very much for helping us along the way, helping my family when we